Good afternoon. I am David Everest. Welcome to FST News, bringing you our weekly eye on the news. First, the headlines. Unrest in Abuja as Shiite protesters clash with army. Buhari commissions new international terminal in Port Harcourt Airport. 13-year-old raped to death by uncle and his son. Lion Air Flight JT610 crashes in Indonesia. Wizkid's new video with Tiwa Savage stirs controversy. Ronaldo opens up on leaving Real Madrid. Now the news in detail. Residents of Abuja on Sunday 28th of October woke up to a protest as thousands of members of the Islamic Movement of Nigeria stormed the Federal Capital Territory to demand the release of the group's leader, Ibrahim El-Zakzaky, and to protest the killing of Shiites by the Nigerian army. The Shiite protesters, who invaded the capital city of Nigeria from various entry points into the city, blocked all ends of the expressway, obstructing traffic as they chanted solidarity songs and carried flags containing a deceased member and El-Zakzaky. The Islamic movement, in a press released by its spokesperson, Abdullahi Musa, on Sunday, said the protest was to call the attention of the world to the atrocities the Nigerian army committed during the December 2015 Zaria massacre, where hundreds of children were orphaned, many husbands and wives widowed, and scores of Zakzaky disciples arrested, and to demand the release of Zakzaky and his wife. According to Abdullahi Musa, Zakzaky has been in detention for more than 1,000 days in spite of his deteriorating health conditions without proper medical treatment, despite the fact that a federal high court in Abuja has ordered his immediate and unconditional release since December 2nd, 2016. He further said that the group was using the opportunity to inform President Muhammadu Buhari that their demand for the release of Zakzaky and his wife was not negotiable. The member of the group, who defied warnings by the Nigerian army and police, poured into the FCT from all major routes, clashed with security operatives when the army attempted to stop them from accessing the city center. The clash has left no fewer than a dozen Shiites shot dead by the Nigerian army. However, the military has denied being the aggressors in the violence, alleging that its personnel conveying military equipment were waylaid by the Shiites, during which some soldiers were brutalized. It can be recalled that the Nigerian army has consistently clashed with Shiite members since December 2015, when hundreds of Islamic Movement of Nigeria members were massacred by the military in Zaria, Kaduna State. A judicial panel which investigated the killings indicted Major General Adeniyi Ayebade and other military officers for their role in the large-scale murder of at least 347 Shiites. The Nigerian army denied wrongdoing in the massacre, which is currently being investigated by the International Criminal Court. President Muhammadu Buhari on Thursday, 25th October, commissioned the new international airport terminal in Port Harcourt, Rivers State. While commissioning the terminal, the president noted that the ceremony represented a significant landmark for international air travelers, particularly from the South-South region and the entire country. He said, after opening the major airport terminals in the country in the late 70s and early 80s, not much was added to increase the passenger handling capacity of the facilities by successive administrations.
Today, this ceremony represents a significant landmark for international air travelers, particularly from the South-South region and the entire country.
According to the president, the new terminal was a part of the infrastructure renewal program of his administration, as the construction of 4 new international terminals at Abuja, Lagos, Port Harcourt, and Kano airports was embarked upon by the federal government with a view to modernizing the aging airport infrastructure to meet global aviation standards and improved service delivery in tandem with best international practices. Rivers State Governor Nyesom Wike, while welcoming the President Muhammadu Buhari to the commissioning of the new international airport terminal in Port Harcourt, said, Nigeria, having an advantageous central location within the sub-region and our desire to develop into a regional air transportation hub, must upgrade its facilities to take advantage of its assets and that the commissioning was an example of government's deliberate policy to sustain the development of infrastructure for economic growth in all geopolitical zones of the country. The commissioning saw a gathering of political bigwigs from all sides of the political divide, though conspicuously absent was the Honorable Minister of Transportation, Chibike Rotimi Amechi, who was said to be on another assignment. Nigerians were thrown into a state of shock as the story broke of the bizarre stranger-than-fiction tale of 13-year-old Elizabeth Ochanya, who was raped by her auntie's husband, 51-year-old Andrew Obuja, a lecturer in the Department of Catering and Hotel Management at the Benue State Polytechnic, and his son, Victor Inalegu Obuja. Miss Ochanya, a 13-year-old pupil of the Federal Government Girls' College in Boko, Benue State, lost her mother when she was just 5 years old and was given out to her mother's sister to avail her the much-needed love and upbringing. But this expected journey of life turned into a nightmare for the little girl, as 3 years after landing at the Obujas, Ochanya was allegedly turned into a sex slave by the head of the family, and so, at 8, Ochanya's journey to death began. The story of Ochanya has, over the past week, generated outrage within and outside Nigeria, and the demand for justice has been on the lips of everyone. Ochanya's horrifying story was made public when early in the year she took ill, and after several medical observations, she was diagnosed of vesicovaginal fistula, VVF, and other related diseases. Worried by her condition, family members made further inquiries, and she confessed to the fact that she has been a sex slave in the home of the Obujas, as Mr. Obuja and his son had over the years drugged and raped her through the vagina and anus. The lecturer was first charged to court for rape but granted bail before he was rearrested by the police when the victim died on the 18th of October. Since Ochanya's death, there have been various series of massive protests by various civil society groups calling for justice for the victim. The National Council of Women's Society, Federation of International Women Lawyers, civil society organizations, women and youth activists, including human rights activists, had mounted massive campaigns that led to the rearrest of the suspect, Andrew Obuja, who was initially elusive. The charges have been equally amended from the rape to criminal conspiracy and culpable homicide following the victim's death. However, son of the principal suspect, Victor, who joined in the abuse of Ochanya, is said to be on the run, and the police have mounted a manhunt for him. Andrew Obuja's rearraignment at the Chief Magistrates Court 1 in Makurdi on Thursday, 25th October, witnessed protests by various groups and individuals calling for justice in favor of late Miss Ochanya.
Am I saying something?
Yes!
What do we want?
Justice!
What do we want?
Justice!
We want justice for Ochanya. Whoever stand or whoever is the will in the clog of progress in delivering justice for Ochanya is an injury to everybody alive. It's an injury to every girl child. The girl child must have right to education. The girl child must be protected. The girl child has dreams. She must be supported.
Ochanya did not need to die. A government that does not monitor the welfare of its children is a government that is not building a future of its nation. And we must demand accountability of our government and justice for Ochanya and every child that has become a victim of sexual violence in Nigeria.
Taking Obuja through the irate crowd after the magistrate ordered that he be remanded in Makurdi prison was a hectic time for police and the prison's officials, as the accused was almost lynched. Speaking on the remand order, the counsel to the accused, Anthony Onoja, said he had no objection to his client being remanded in the federal prisons, Makurdi, to the 29th of next month for further mention. President, National Council of Women's Society, Benue State Chapter, Mrs. Grace Okochi, while pleading that justice be served, noted that the shame and stigmatization of rape victims have been going on for so long, and it has not done the women folk any good. Statistics of incidences of rape cases available has shown that if the country does nothing drastic, soon the magnitude will so increase that every home becomes a potential victim. It is time for parents to stop taking things for granted. From the look of things, our children are no longer safe with uncles, cousins, nephews, nieces, and even people of the same faith. It is Elizabeth Ochanya today. Who knows who would be next? Ochanya's unfortunate circumstances is one of the realities of government's failure to safeguard Nigeria's children and the lackadaisical approach to the impunity associated with sexual violence and child abuse in Nigeria. We will be right back after this break. And on news from our foreign scene, a Boeing 737 MAX 8 carrying 189 passengers, including 3 children, that disappeared Monday 29th morning is believed to have crashed into the Indonesian Sea 13 minutes after takeoff. Flight JT610 left Jakarta for what was supposed to be a 1-hour flight to Pangkal Pinang on the island of Baka. Debris, life vest, and a cell phone have been discovered in the waters off the coast of Java, near where officials believe the plane crashed. Search and rescue operations have been expanded to at least 400 square nautical miles. Didi Hamza, Director of Preparedness for Indonesia's Search and Rescue Agency, Basarnas, told reporters. Didi said 35 ships and 50 divers were focused on 13 priority areas and that 26 body bags of remains have been collected. So far, 812 personnel have been deployed to help in rescue operations, including workers from government agencies, volunteers, and teams from the Red Cross. Basarnas Chief Muhammad Saki also told reporters that search operations will be extended 3 days past the government standard 7 days. Inspector General Otto Tampi, head of Indonesia's National Police Health and Medical Department, has said that police are using DNA, fingerprints, and tooth samples to assist in identifying victims. On the entertainment scene, Tiwa Savage made headlines recently after Wizkid aka Ayodeji Balogun released the music video for his single Fever, which saw her making an appearance as the lead vixen. The video has sparked off a lot of conversation over the sexually intense chemistry between the duo. The single Fever ordinarily was a tepid number, making just another round in music charts across the continent until the video dropped. Tiwa and Wizkid both scored a great point in the My Love video, which has since garnered over 23 million views since its released, but nothing in the history of music video in Africa has come close to the Fever, which racked up over 1 million views in 24 hours of its release. Wizkid described the video as stew prepared with magical ingredients. Whether the two stars have been having an affair or not remains to be seen, but they have sure leverage on it to deliver a masterclass. Their reactions and emotions towards each other after the release of the video has added more fuel to the flame being spread by their fans. Tiwa Savage has reacted to the backlash following the sexually intense scenes in the Fever video. The Maven Queen, in a post on her Instagram page on Thursday, said the abusive comments on her page from Nigerians will not stop her. She wrote, "She no get shame, broken marriage, single mother, old woman. If any of the above is a crime, then take me to court. If not, then eat this pepper stew I'm serving and drink plenty water, because by His grace alone, I ain't stopping anytime soon." Defending her action, the mother of one had earlier stressed that her relationship with anyone is not a community project. Before we go, let's take a look at sports updates. Cristiano Ronaldo has finally opened up on the reason he decided to leave Spanish giant Real Madrid FC for Italian club side Juventus. Ronaldo said he sensed that the Spanish club's president, Florentino Perez, no longer saw him as being indispensable. Cristiano Ronaldo, in an interview with France Football magazine, expressed that, "For the first 4 or 5 years, I felt like Cristiano Ronaldo, but less after that." The 33-year-old Portuguese superstar joined Juventus in a €100 million, $150 million deal in July, ending a glorious 9-year association with Real. His last act with the Spanish club was to participate in them winning the Champions League for a 3rd consecutive season by beating Liverpool in the final in May. But while Ronaldo continues to enjoy great success on the field, scoring twice for Juventus at the weekend, he remains enmeshed in off-pitch problems after being accused of rape in the United States. A former American model, Catherine Mayorga, 34, of Las Vegas, accused Ronaldo in a 32-page complaint filed last month with a district court in Nevada of raping her in June 2009, just before he joined Madrid from Manchester United. Of course, this matter interferes with my life. I have a partner, 4 children, an aging mother, sisters, a brother, a family with whom I am very close, he told the magazine. That is without talking about my reputation, that of an exemplary person. Imagine what that is like, to have someone say you are a rapist or that you have done this or done that. I know who I am and what I did. The truth will come out, he concluded. That will be all from our news desk. Thanks for staying with us. Remember to kindly follow our social media handles for more news updates. Have a pleasant new week. I remain David.